Arsenal has definitely submitted in a £45 million bid for James Maddison, and we could be seeing James Maddison moving to the club Arsenal anytime from now. Hello, everyone, and thank you for being part of the Arsenal chapter. Make your point, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss it on whatever we've definitely got to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related, right about here at the Arsenal chapter. With me, your host Abukas, as we definitely talk sports, and you definitely know that we are in the transfer season talking about transfers, who's gone where, who's remaining at the club, and also what's happening. And also we talk when there is games, we do post-match analysis, pre-match analysis. Sometimes we do watch-alongs. So really, you don't know when I miss out on anything. If you've not subscribed, if you're new to the channel, all you can do is simple, just subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever we've definitely got to bring to you right about here at the Arsenal chapter. So we're talking about a very wonderful football player, a very good football player who goes by the names James Maddison. We'll remember that Maddison has been an excellent football player for quite a long period of time, and he's been linked to the club Arsenal for some time. Summer transfer window, last summer transfer window, he was heavily linked to the club Arsenal, with Arsenal making a few negotiations for him so that he can definitely join the club. But it comes out that he did not join Arsenal because of a few reasons. The price was not okay, and also Leicester City was not looking at selling their football player because he's one of the best they definitely had at that time. And right about now, if you're talking about Leicester City and ranking the players at Leicester City, Maddison is definitely in there comfortably. And looking at how Maddison performed, he performed quite brilliantly. He played very well last season, despite the fact that Leicester City was relegated. Maddison, as an individual, played quite well. As an attacking midfielder, he made 9 assists as an attacking midfielder, and not only did he make 9 assists, but he also saw the net 10 times. He pulled the ball behind the net 10 times, scored 10 goals, made 9 assists in 30 appearances, and that's quite great. That is definitely very good. That's quite great for an attacking midfielder. And the fact that Arsenal looking for a midfielder, and James Maddison is now available. The technical director of Arsenal, Mr. Edu Gaspar, and the current manager of Arsenal, Mr. Mikel Arteta, definitely came up with this idea of getting Maddison. And you'll be remember that Leicester is going to relegation, or is already in relegation. That's what we can say. The fact that Leicester City is in relegation, there are loads of football players who are looking at leaving. Loads of football players are looking at going, moving away from Leicester City. So we can tell that loads of clubs are now interested in shipping. I know there are good football players who play for Leicester City, and a player like Jamie Vardy also going to relegation. Oh, some people said Jamie Vardy made a mistake because after Leicester City won the Premier League title, it comes out that they definitely, almost all of them, were hunted by big clubs: Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and football players that wanted to leave definitely left after them winning the Premier League title. And Jamie Vardy was linked to a number of clubs, but he said he just wants to remain with his club, Leicester City, and that was 7 years ago. And we can confirm to that in 7 years, Leicester City has won and gone to relegation just within a small period of 7 years. And when you see how Leicester City has been playing, it's been mid-table. You know, he's been playing mid-table football, and despite the fact that he's been at mid-table, finished at mid-table, really that does not give the edge at this moment. It didn't give the edge for like in the general transfer window. Even not even in the general transfer window throughout. After winning the title, they did not put that effort in of at least maintaining. You might not win for the second time or third or fourth, but you could probably maintain. You could maintain the system, get into top four. Just don't worry about winning, just get in top four. But ever since then, I don't think Leicester City has even one time they have been in top four. They haven't. They just won the title, and after winning the title, they have always been mid-table. The best performance they had was when they were fifth and they didn't go for Champions League football. That was also another one. So I think it's definitely it is definitely quite challenging, I must say. It's very challenging for the club, Leicester City, right about now, and I think they're having a very bad time because going for relegation, and yet you could have done better if things went on quite well. Something that's so bad. Ever since also, ever since they lost their owner, things haven't always been going on quite well for them. But also, that should have been a big thing for the club because the club has structures, and it should have. We presume it follows those structures, but with Leicester City, definitely we're saying that it's a bit quite sad. It's a sad moment for Leicester City, but the football players that have been in there have performed brilliantly as individuals, some of them, and we also thought Leicester City thought, oh, they are too good to be relegated, and I can understand because you do not expect Leicester City to be relegated. So looking at it in that point, you can definitely tell that Leicester City had a very bad time. They thought they were too good to be relegated, but that was not true. They kept on losing, and they go quite a big number of draws, very many draws, and as I told you before, looking at Maddison as a football player, he's been improving, ever since he joined Leicester City. He's been improving since 2018. He scored 7 goals, then 6 goals next season, 8 goals another season, 12 goals another season, and then 10 goals in another season. So you can definitely see Maddison as a football player has been brilliantly playing. He's been a very good one. He's been a very good football player. So I think the club is losing out on quite a lot. I think Leicester City is losing out on quite a lot, although the technical director of Arsenal, Mr. Edu Gaspar, and Mikel Arteta, the manager, definitely said they can, with no doubt, they can have James Maddison, because even in the summer transfer window, they wanted him. He was spotted in the summer transfer window and he was linked to the club Arsenal, but nothing went on. It didn't go on as planned. So you can sort of understand the logic behind, the reasons behind the link to Arsenal, and you can definitely see that despite all that, you can definitely tell that an attacking midfielder like him would bring something positive to the club, with the fact that Arsenal has had a big problem of depth. Options that have been available have not been able to make big impacts in games. And Arsenal finishing in the second position, I know it's good, but it wasn't the best of positions to finish in for a club that had a very big run in the first half of the season. Then the second half of the season started it well and ended in a very bad way. There was a very big chance of Arsenal taking the Premier League title. I mean, it would have been, it would have been, uh, if it were not for, these games that Arsenal lost towards the end. And when you see the games that Arsenal lost, really, it shouldn't have lost them. Arsenal shouldn't have lost those games. You can definitely tell that something was definitely wrong. So them identifying a few football players and saying they are going for them is a good thing. And then looking at the 45 million pound, that 45 million pound bid for him, I think that is a good one. It's a good one, but Leicester City also said, Leicester came out and said they definitely need 50 million pound for this gentleman, and Arsenal is offering them 45 million pound. But it's going to be a very big bidding war, because it's not only Arsenal that wants the player. Maddison is wanted by Newcastle and Spurs. Newcastle United are willing to pay the 50 million, I think, and Spurs are also. I don't know if they will be in a position of paying that amount of money, but it most likely that's what is going to happen. We're going to see them. We're going to see quite a big bidding war with Arsenal that is putting in 45 million pound. Newcastle could definitely come up and add to the 50 million pound, because now it's big competition, and then possibly Spurs also is going to be around there. So it will then go to who is going to pay him better. Is he going to have a very good wage? Is he going to have a very good wage to start with? Does he like the place? Does he want to remain in the Premier League? It's quite a big number. It's quite a big number of reasons as to why he could move to a club, but there are very different attributes as to why he's going to be moving to the club that he chooses. No matter what club he chooses, he has got to be comfortable with it. And the fact that he's been in Leicester City, there is because he's been linked to away clubs, European clubs, but for a fact we're very sure he doesn't want, because he's talked about it before, that his aim is he just wants to play in the Premier League, and that's all. He doesn't want to move to European football, which is quite understandable for a player like him. Anyway, let's wait and see how all this will go. But it's gonna be a very wonderful, and it's gonna be a very good signing. I think if James Maddison goes to Arsenal, it's going to be a brilliant move for the club, because you can definitely tell that depth is needed at the club. So if an attacking midfielder is brought in, that will definitely be good attacking midfielder like him. And right about now, we are not yet sure about which football players are going to be leaving the club just as yet. The one that we are sort of sure, like 90%, is Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka might be leaving the club because Bayern Munich has showed quite big interest in him, and that's why Arsenal is also looking for defensive midfielders, and one of the defensive midfielders that has been in the picture is Declan Rice, and Declan Rice being a top Arsenal target. Chelsea have also come out and say they want Declan Rice, and they are putting in their bids anytime from now. And also Newcastle United want Declan Rice, Liverpool want Declan Rice, so it's also going to be a big bidding war in there. But for James Maddison, it's going to be a very brilliant one to whoever gets him. It's also going to be a bidding war for him, but not like Declan Rice. Declan Rice is on a way higher demand than James Maddison. Let's hope Arsenal go on and finalize the James Maddison move. Otherwise, thank you for being part of the Arsenal chapter. Make your point, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever the friends go to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related right about here at the Arsenal chapter with me, your host Abu Kaz. Thank you and goodbye for now.